Shalom. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. His real name is Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahasham means in the name in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. And Yahweh Shai is the true name of the Messiah, the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahweh Shai, which means He is deliverer. Okay? And that's an omen because when Yahweh Shai returns, He's coming back to deliver the elect. Okay? Which is fastly approaching. I want to give double honors to my apostles, to the elders, to the bishops of Great Millstone that rule well, which taught me this truth, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And also peace, love, blessings, and salutations unto the elect. All right, Shalom. I want to go into this article. Of course, everybody knows what's going on with the ICE protests in LA. Right? You got ultimately Esau is showing his horns, and they're waging war against you tribes. They're starting with the northern tribe. Like it's always been, man, right? If you think about the time when the northern kingdom went into the Assyrian captivity, right? What happened after that? The southern kingdom went into captivity under the Babylonians, man, right? So, and this is all through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? Because ultimately the Lord is bringing judgment, and he's going to use Esau to do that, man. Right. As a matter of fact, let's try this. Let's see. I wanted to get a precept. As a matter of fact, let's just go to second Esdras first. Salakia. Let me bring this back up. And let's go to the book of second Esdras, right? Because like I said, the Lord is the one that's orchestrating this judgment that's getting ready to come upon the tribes. And it came back to me. I had actually lost my train of thought, Salakia. But it came back to me, the precept that I wanted to get. All right, let's go to Psalms 17 and 13 real quick. Let's go to the book of Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord. As a matter of fact, you know what? Yeah, let's get to the point. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Okay, so Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the Edomites, that's the sword of the Lord on the left-hand side. Okay. Now, how do we know that that's talking about Esau, Edom, the Edomites? Well, it says, deliver my soul from the wicked. And according to Malachi 1 and 4, Esau, Edom, the Edomites are the wicked. Okay. So they're getting ready to come down upon the tribes, right? They're waging war against the tribes. Okay. Because Trump, his whole administration, which he's a peon, he's a pawn, right? But these elites, they understand that they're being threatened, man. They know that Yahweh Shai is getting ready to turn. They see the elect rising up, the prophets rising up, prophesying against them. And they know that they're outnumbered, man. Okay, so the whole Make America Great Again, really, that's a slogan catered and used for the Edomites. Okay, they want to make white so-called great again. okay, which you Edomites were never great, okay, well, not by yourselves, okay, the Lord raised you devils up, just so that he can throw you down, well, to punish Jake, right, for us going off, and to ultimately he's going to show his power when he takes you Edomites down, man, okay, but that's the whole campaign. Trump, you know, the whole slogan that Trump was coming with, that was geared towards the Edomites. They want to make the Edomites, they know that they're outnumbered. It's more of them dying than being born. Okay, so they know what time it is, man. So really, they're coming against the tribes, right? So I'm gonna get into this article, and I'm gonna pull out a few scriptures, and I'm gonna close out. So this is from the Los Angeles Times. It says Camp Pendleton Marines deployed to L.A. after ICE protest. Union leader faces a federal charge. Okay. It says after a weekend of chaos, thousands rallied to protest ICE raids and arrest of union leader. Okay. And this is most likely, you know, started by crisis actors. Okay. Because these devils, they want a reason to come against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you so-called Hispanics. Okay. And, you know, that's why they'll stage these uprisings. And, you know, like I said, they want to have a reason. Okay. It says Union leader David Hirata, released from custody. Well, the main thing is talking about, let's stick to this article. I thought all of these was going into the article, but anyways, it says 500 active duty U.S. Marines from Camp Pendleton will be deployed to L.A., sources say. A senior Trump administration official told the Times that a deployment of Marines is on its way to Los Angeles. And you know, they want to make America pretty much a, you know, like a prison, right, with the 15-minute cities. They want to have nothing but complete surveillance on the people, just like what's going on in China. They want to mirror that, man. Okay. They want to militarize the police, right? Because these devils are paranoid, man. Right? They ultimately know that their time is up, so they're about to come with that great wrath, which I'm gonna get the scriptures. It says, in light of increased threats against federal officers and federal buildings, 500 active duty U.S. Marines, 500 active duty U.S. Marines from Camp Pendleton will be deployed to Los Angeles to help protect federal agents and buildings, the source said. Hundreds of National Guard troops are already in LA, and officials say 2,000 will eventually be on the ground. Okay. So yeah, this is another article. After a weekend of chaos, thousands rallied to protest ICE raids and arrest of union leader. Okay, and you know, but yeah, man. So it's going down, and it's going to get worse, because these are the prophecies, man. Okay. Let's go over here to 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. And these are the prophecies coming to pass, man. 2nd Esdras 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people, you Israelites, the words of prophecy. And prophecy means to say something before it happens, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Yeah, the Lord speaks through the prophets, man. You can read that in Hebrews 1:1. Okay, and the Lord is actually speaking through the prophets. Okay, so now we're seeing what's going on. Let's get to the point. 2nd Esdras 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, so it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Yeah, woe means death. It means destruction. So that's what's coming to this place, man. Okay, it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah, these wars, race wars, class wars, social wars, gender wars. Okay, all of this is a part of biblical prophecy. So that's why you're seeing things ramping up more and more. Tension is more and more tension in the air. Okay, and it's getting ready to reach a boiling point, man. Okay, these are the prophecies, and you know, beginning with our apostles, our elders, the bishops on down. We've been warning you people that these things were coming for years, man. Okay, so now everybody's about to see these prophecies that we've been speaking about come into pass. Will come into play. Okay. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. Now let's go into that word sedition. Okay. Let's see what that means. Sedition, rebellion, uprising, revolt. Okay. Fictitious commotion in the state, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority. Okay, these protests, you see that, and it's going to get worse, right? Rebellion against or an uprising against an authority, against a government, because when it comes to the police force, you know, the National Guard, the military, army, the Navy, so on and so forth. These are actually, you know, private security for the elites, because they want to protect everything that they stole. That's why, you know, these organizations were established. Okay, they don't care about the people. They give you that illusion that they're here to protect and serve. And a lot of them, you know, a lot of the low level, you know, police officers, yeah, sure, because they don't know what's going on. But as it gets higher up in the ranks, they know what's going on, man. Okay, even, you know, the same thing in the military and so on and so forth, right? So the Lord is putting the spirit on the people to rebel against Esau's authority, because ultimately he's the authority that's in power, right? So the people are beginning to, well, they've already been doing it, but it's getting worse. They're rebelling against this nigga. Look how the whole world is coming against, you know, the state of Israel, right? So Esau's done, man. It says, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions, civil or religious or disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority. Okay, so the prophecies are jumping off the pages, man. Okay. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Yeah, you know, the president, his orders, you know, the government, so on and so forth, man. These people are about to crash out. Okay, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? You got a lot of these Edomite militias. They already know that the government ain't against them, so they're starting their own, you know, their own little sects of you know, their little militarized groups. A lot of former military disgruntled Edomites, so on and so forth, right? And you know, they're in that spirit of secession, right? Pretty much saying fuck the Constitution and fuck the government. They want to take actions into their own hands. Okay, so hey, we're right here, and we're living out second Esdras, literally right before our very eyes, man. Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, yet, because they're going to have these checkpoints, martial law, okay, more stricter laws and so on and so forth, right? Because ultimately this devil is what? He knows his time is up, so he's about to come down with that wrath, man. And this is really through the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Revelation chapter 20, Salakia, Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, right, and the physical counterpart of Satan is Esau, Edom, right? You're going to the word devil, deceiver, diablos, okay, which is a man, okay. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So he knows that his time is up. So he's about to come with that wrath, man. Verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. right? Because it's going to be complete anarchy, complete chaos out here, man. It's going to be every man for himself, survival of the fittest. And the fittest is going to ultimately be the elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, right? Hey, the love of many is waxing cold, right? People, when they can't find a way to provide for themselves or their families, they got to, they haven't eaten, and they got to, feed themselves and their families. They're going to, your neighbor that you thought you was cool with, they're going to be breaking into your house. They might know that you are well off, right? And a lot of you, and this goes for Edomites, for Jakes, for these heathen that have been living good, 6 figures, so on and so forth, upper middle class, and so on and so forth. A lot of these people are about to, especially Jake, they're about to turn their focus upon y'all, because Jake is a terror within their own neighborhoods, man, within themselves. But soon they're going to realize that, what they're looking for, people in the same situation that they're in, they ain't got it. So they're going to go to the ones that got it. Okay. So it's about to be very interesting out here, man. Right. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, great tribulation, Jacob's trouble. We're here, man. But I just wanted to go into this article, man. You know what I mean? Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, man. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to my apostles, to the bishops, to the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, which taught me this truth, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And also peace, love, blessings, and salutations unto the elect. Until next time, Shalom.